This one feels very, very, very satisfying, ladies and gentlemen. Your Florida Panthers, one win away. One win away. One fucking win away from the Stanley Cup. Hoisting that beautiful trophy for the first time in franchise history. They went in today into Edmonton and showed absolutely no mercy. And it's a little bit the feeling here is a lot better for me than the last game because I mean I really genuinely was so pissed off about the Barkov thing and what they had done to him, the cheap shots. And as soon as you heard that the captain was not only not going to miss this game, everything seemed fine. I really felt like the Cats were going to come out and throttle them today, and that's what they did. They went into that building tonight and snatched that team's soul. You knew that they were going to get a little bit of a boost from their home crowd, and Sergei Bobrovsky, what can you say, dude? I mean, the guy has just been so unbelievable for this Florida Panthers team. And every time you need him to come up clutch and every time you need him to come up with the monster save, he's there for you. And he's really only given up weird ones in this entire series. The guy has really been the definition of a brick wall. He's on his way to the Conn Smythe Trophy. He's been unreal. I'm so happy for Bobby. I love seeing, the smile, the happiness, the joy that this man is playing with. And even as this game was winding down and Panthers fans, hearts in your throat, feeling like, all right, it's 4-3, a little bit dicey, but you just knew there was going to be Bob to come with one more big one, point blank on McLeod, and he's able to get that leg down and send it away. And he's just been absolutely marvelous. It's been unreal. It's been unreal. 94 save percentage. He's given up, he's got a 1.5 goals against average, 6 wins in his last 6 starts. He's been a killer. He's just been an absolute killer. And this man has honestly probably played his way into the Hall of Fame this Stanley Cup final run. The Panthers now up 3-0. Your boy, I was on the record with the Sun Sentinel. I told you Cats in 5. I told you, though, after game 2, I don't even want this to be gentlemanly. And the Cats were not gentlemen. They come into this game, Edmonton, they have power play after power play once again. And Bob just has them completely shook. It looked like he had Connor McDavid completely haunted by the end of this thing. Then you get a little bit of what was to be expected because Matthew Tkachuk was done with the nonsense. And, he's going to play like Matthew Tkachuk, and he's going to get some instigating going, gets into a little bit of a brouhaha. He's tied up. Sam Bennett and Ekman Larson are out there kicking ass on the Oilers. It goes to a 4-on-4, which, typically you would be like, you saw this with Paul Maurice. He doesn't want 4-on-4s. He doesn't want these situations to get the Oilers comfortable. But in this one, right away, Sam Reinhart puts it in the net. Cats are up 1-0, and you're feeling yourself, all right. That's exactly what you want to do. Get the home crowd having a little bit of angst on them, and feel like you can go into this thing, take control of it. So you go into the second period, and Fogle comes out, gets a breakaway on Bob. Nice shot by him on the breakaway after, gets away a hard shot from Bennett. He's all by himself, shoots it right under Bobby, under the glove, between the above the blocker, and it's tied up 1-1. And then Bob has to come through again. There's a big double rebound chance that he has to go and stop for the Cats. And then all hell breaks loose for the Oilers. Like it really comes in just almost a wave. And you could just feel the energy drain out of the building immediately. Because welcome to the Terra Dome. Vladimir Tarasenko sets himself up right in front of the net. Etu Lusterinen. Shoo-shoo! Beautiful find. Skinner is like nowhere to be found in front of the goal. Bang. The Panthers go out there and they get themselves a 2-1 lead. And they're just mentioning this on the broadcast afterwards, how, for Matthew Tkachuk, it's been a bit of a quiet series. You haven't really heard anything from him. And then, sure as bleep, a few minutes later, there he is setting up Sam Bennett for a beaut. Cats go up 3-1, 2-goal lead. And then not even 2 minutes go by, and the man, this had to feel absolutely sweet. But you had Alexander Barkov, 2-on-1 with Evan Rodriguez. Rodriguez with the feed to the captain. Bang. Cats go up 4-1 on Edmonton. And you could just tell they're losing it. The whole building is shell-shocked. The bench, their demeanor is just absolutely broken. One of the dudes, it was a Corey Perry, I think the guy's name was. He's sitting on Bob. He gets called for goalie interference. He's having an absolute tantrum. They tell his ass, gets on the mic and says, Edmonton, sit your ass down. They tell his ass to sit down. So it goes to 4-on-4. Then Ekblad gets a hooking. It goes to 4-on-3. So you have to deal with that right out of the get-go. Panthers are able to stifle that. You get to the third period. Everybody, they're getting crushed on the broadcast. You got to feel like, hey, this one is really in the bag at this point. You're up 3. This Oilers team has felt no ability to be able to score on the Panthers. They haven't had anything as far the way of actual fuel. And even the one that got them back into this feeling a little bit of hope was a really weird, wonky-ass goal. You had Broberg get a goal. He got it off Nico Mikola's ribs with, you're just like, what out of all, because Bob was a monster today, dude. You go out there today and he finished with, what did he finish with today? Bob finished with 32 saves on 35 shots on goal. And he had some, he stifled them. He had some tough ones. And then the ones that got in was off Nico Mikola's ribs, deflections. It was the only one that you really were like, oh, that was pure, was the first goal to even things up. But man, that was all right, the building's feeling it a little bit, but you like the energy the Cats were playing with. Ekblad, who, is going to do Ekblad things, but he had this shot on Fogle. He lit his ass up, sent his ass into the Panthers bench. And that was a great thing today because, again, the Panthers, I felt like, played a pretty controlled game, but they also got their lickings in on the Edmonton Oilers. And so between kicking their ass, sending them into the bench, making them freak out, and on top of it, Alexander Barkov gets a goal, and Draisaitl, milk carton, dude. Can't find him. Hasn't been able to do squat. Connor McDavid, he can't break through in this series either. He got an assist to make it 4-3. But those two, that duo has just been completely stifled. Hasn't been able to do squat douche for them, and it's been a beautiful thing to see. So about 5 minutes left in the game, they get the deflection goal. McLeod gets it by Bob on the deflection. Bennett's right there. And 4-3, 5 minutes left. A lot of angst in this entire time. Panthers are trying to drip this thing down. They win a couple of faceoffs, inches away from hitting an empty netter to put it away, but you had to sweat that entire thing out, you especially with the timeouts from Edmonton. But there's nothing quite like when the Panthers are able to just put it up against the board and just drip that clock away. And that's what they were able to do. They were able to put it away. 4-3. This puppy was won in the second period. Oilers showed a little bit of pride, got some bounces to go their way, but this puppy's over, dude. 3-0. Panthers are up. Monocles and top hats, nary be needed, because the Panthers get a chance to bust out the brooms and close this thing out on Saturday night, and for the first time in franchise history, hoist Lord Stanley above their head. The team has just played absolutely marvelous. Really, from your stars to, that Tarasenko line has been killing it. Everybody on there, baby Barkey, they've all just come through with big time moments. But this one today, I just got to give it up for Bobrovsky. I mean, he was so crucial. Power plays right off the bat. He was there. Needed a big time stop with the minutes and chaos swimming around and 6-on-5s and 4-on-3s, and he was there to show up for big ones. And he had guys knocking him over today. He had dudes sitting on him. He had all this chaos swirling around him, and to still pop through with 32 saves, just an unbelievable performance by Bobby. Really, really great. Barkey gets his revenge. Kachuk gets involved in the scoring with him and Bennett, who were not only kicking ass but putting together goals too. It was a marvelous performance all around from your Cats today, and just it has to eat at Edmonton in a big way because I'm sure they look at the shot differential. Even though the Cats are going to go out in that third period, they're going to play super conservative. You have a 3-goal lead, you're not going to try and push anything there, but they have to look at it and think to themselves, I mean, we outshot them again. We're bringing the firepower. They just can't. You saw the look in Connor McDavid immediately on Bobrovsky. Like, Bobrovsky has him completely shook. It's the horrified look. And the Panthers have been dealing with a lot of this. Look, the Panthers have been facing a lot of good goaltending. We know what that feeling is like watching this team. When you watch these guys and they feel like the chances are there and they think they're executing the right way. But if a guy is just playing amazing, and Sergei has just come out here, he's all over us. He's diving. He's putting his whole body. The read he's getting on pucks, just been awesome. And the defense just as a whole has been great. What can you just say about Paul Maurice, man? What he's been able to put together with this squad. It's been friggin' awesome. And to see everybody root against this round after round after round after round. The Panthers won't be denied. The Panthers shan't be denied. Champion Rats will be thrown on the ice. Put your rats through customs. Anybody who's flying up there for Canada, who's making the trek. But this puppy is they have looked marvelous. They don't look any. They have this one. They have these Edmonton Oilers shook, broken. They've broken them physically. They've broken them mentally. They've outplayed them. They've outshot them. They've outsaved them. They've outdone everything to Edmonton. And now they're just one win away from winning this whole thing.